Today I found an incredibly interesting story I want to share with you of a real world animal that causes a heap of trouble. Yet the curious thing is, it's beloved by locals. Rather than eradicate the pest that it is, its human neighbours strive to protect it. Can you guess what this clever and brutal beast really is before I reveal it? I'll be surprised if you can. So as I reveal the clues, when you think you've figured it out, make sure to comment the name of the animal and what timestamp in the video you figured it out.
Amazing!
The setting for our story is a watermelon farm on the French overseas department of Guadeloupe in the Caribbean. Guadeloupe is an archipelago made up of about a dozen islands. The farm, on one of the larger islands, covers about 60 acres of land, with hundreds of huge 22 to 25 pound watermelons. In addition to watermelons, this farm also grows tomatoes, sweet peppers and pumpkins, but watermelons are their main crop, and also the main target of our mystery animal Felon. For the past 15 years, this farm has been under attack by this unrelenting beast. The farmers, Sully and Lois, would come down to their watermelon fields in the morning, only to find their biggest, ripest watermelons deflated like punctured footballs. Upon examination, they would find a golf ball sized hole bored into the side of the fruit crop, measuring about 2 inches in diameter. These sneaky thieves had found the best watermelons, bored a hole in them, and scooped out the innards to stuff into their greedy faces. The watermelon field would be littered with hollowed out watermelons, meaning that the farmers regularly lose about a third of their entire watermelon crop. This costs them thousands of dollars in revenue. What kind of creature decimates a watermelon field? And how can they be stopped? You may be able to figure it out from this clue. Logically, the farmers decided to fight back and they mounted a valiant defense of their watermelon fields. The first thing they did was try to put up an electric fence around the field. This was designed to give the not so little critters a shock and keep them away from their crops. Unfortunately, they did not yet know just how determined and inventive these creatures are. The beasts learned to put branches across the electric fence, making a kind of bridge, so they could just walk into the field and resume their plunder. Yeah, that's right, those clever and devious fiends made a bridge. The farmers then tried guarding their field at night, chasing the creatures, blasting loud music at them, even throwing rocks at them. But the couple couldn't stay out in the field all night long, each and every night, so the creatures just waited for them to go to bed before taking their late night meal. Big metal trap wire cages were the next step. The farmers put these traps out in the fields to catch their annoying wild interlopers. But again, these intelligent beasts could not be defeated. One day, the traps disappeared from the farm. They were found in the woods, all bent out of shape. The animals had simply run away with the traps and destroyed them. Those are some dedicated deviants. Eventually, the farmers put guard dogs in the field one night. They soon learned that they had made a tragic error. Sully and Lois went down to their watermelon field to check if their latest precaution had worked. They arrived upon a horror scene. The beasts had killed one of their dogs. It had ripped out all of the dog's intestines. It looked like it had been a fight to the death. Now, there's no doubt that the animal in question is brutal. So, what is it? Surely at this point, Sully and Lois had exhausted all humane ways of getting rid of these beasts. They must have turned to some more lethal methods to protect their farm and their livelihoods, right? So what did the farmers do next to eradicate this menace? Shoot them? Poison them? No. The people on this island love the creature so much that even killing their dog isn't a deal breaker. They have sentimental feelings about these terribly destructive beasts, even though people know they attack farms. Not just watermelon farms, but also livestock farms such as those with goats and chickens. And people also know that these animals eat endangered wildlife, such as sea turtles, and do generally irritating things such as tipping over trash cans. Nevertheless, they still adore them. They describe them as lovely and cute. They put them on their postcards. They feature in billboard advertisements as part of company logos. There are statues of them everywhere. They're the #1 exhibit at the National Zoo. In the zoo's gift shop, they're on everything, from snow globes to keychains. There is no underestimating how much the people of this island love that savage beast. But what is it? Can you guess? Head over to the comment section now and tell us which animal you think it is. Did you get it? It's a raccoon. That's right. That wily, adaptive omnivore that looks like it's actually wearing a robber's mask. And the people of Guadeloupe are raccoon crazy. But how did this come to pass? Why do the people of Guadeloupe love the raccoon so much? It all goes back to 1911 and the discovery of a dead raccoon to the National History Museum in Washington, D.C. The scientist who opened the box and examined the Guadeloupe raccoon remains inside it decided that the specimen was distinctly smaller than the regular kind of raccoon found in North America. So, he declared the Guadeloupean raccoon to be a distinct species, found only in Guadeloupe. No one really paid any attention to this finding until the rise of conservation in the 1980s. Guadeloupe raccoons were potentially endangered, and the French government, in charge of administering the island, decided to legislate for the species' protection in 1989. After that, the raccoon became the symbol of Guadeloupe's first national park, and the symbol of protected species, a bit like the panda for the Worldwide Fund for Nature. Over time, the raccoon became a symbol of Guadeloupe itself, taking a similar role to the eagle in the US. The eagle? Jefferson preferred a turkey. Anyways, the Guadeloupe's raccoon didn't have much competition for this role though, as there aren't really any other animals, except bats, that are native to the islands. The raccoon has also been a way for Guadeloupe to distinguish itself from France. There is sometimes tension on the islands between the police, who are mainly white and French, and the rest of the Guadeloupe people. Sometimes locals take raccoons as pets, and the police have to liberate the animals, as the law prohibits killing or transporting raccoons, or having them as pets. People grow so attached to their pet raccoons that when the police take the raccoons away, it's as if they're hauling off a member of the family. However, the Guadeloupean raccoon's protected status did not last forever. A few years ago, scientist Christopher Helgen at the Smithsonian re-examined the original Guadeloupean raccoon specimen sent to the US in 1911. This specimen, like all when new species are discovered, is preserved in a secure location as a sample of the species. He determined that the specimen was that of a juvenile rather than an adult, and there was, in fact, nothing special about its size. A DNA comparison between a Guadeloupe raccoon and a standard North American raccoon revealed no differences. They are, in fact, the same species. This means that the Guadeloupean raccoon is not an endangered species at all. It also means that it did not evolve in Guadeloupe over millions of years, but probably arrived about 200 years ago, probably by boat. It's actually an invasive species, not natural to the islands, which eats endangered sea turtles, bird nests, and bird eggs. What was their reaction when the people of Guadeloupe discovered that their beloved national icon, their mascot, their clever but vicious neighbour, was actually a recent interloper? Well, the news hasn't really filtered through. Helgen visited Guadeloupe in 2004 to have a brief conversation about it, but there was no major communication campaign to distribute the message. Many people still don't know the truth about their beloved national symbol. As Guadeloupe is a French overseas department, the islands may yet have to face the truth about their beloved furry menace. The raccoon has recently made it onto the EU blacklist of invasive alien species. In Germany in particular, raccoons are very invasive, and they've started spreading throughout Europe. Soon France, and by extension Guadeloupe, will have to start managing them. And by managing, I mean hunting and killing them to reduce their effect on other endangered species. The Guadeloupean raccoon may not enjoy its protected status for very much longer. However, the people of Guadeloupe cannot see themselves taking up arms against the raccoons. Even the farmers whose livelihoods are in jeopardy still think the menacing critters are cute. The idea of not protecting the raccoons is just too weird. There is one potential bright spot for the future of the Guadeloupean raccoon though. Some scientists think that as this particular raccoon is now isolated on the islands of Guadeloupe and is subject to the island specific evolutionary pressures, this may eventually lead to a species truly becoming distinct from its North American counterparts, allowing it to be reclassified again in the future. However, that future is likely to be a very, very long time away, so that's the story of the beloved yet savage beast of Guadeloupe. This video was something a bit new. If you enjoyed it and want to see more like this, please make sure to tell me in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe, clicking that bell icon to stay updated. Thanks for watching.